Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to a new game analysis of StarCraft II Heart of the Storm. Today I'm going to be analyzing a game played by Thanatos. He is going to be our hero Zerg player spawning in the bottom corner of Polar Night Alley, and he's a subscriber on Twitch TV. So if you want me to analyze your game next time around, make sure to hit the subscribe button in the comment section below, or in the description below right above the comment section, because maybe you will be the lucky one next time. Now in this specific game, I'm going to emphasize Zerg Macro. And I know what you're thinking, Lowko, you always emphasize Macro. I know, I always talk about Macro because it's just honestly the most important thing where you want to improve as a Zerg player. Now what's gonna happen in this game, I'm gonna spoil it a little bit. Thanatos is going to open up with a 3 hatchery Zerg versus a 2 base Protoss. The Protoss is going to do nothing. The Protoss is literally just going to sit on his 2 bases, which will happen a lot in Gold League, which is where Thanatos is playing. He's just going to sit, the Protoss that is, he's just going to make a Nexus really early on, he's getting a 4 job right now, but he's just going to sit and make units. And the Zerg player is going to be left completely alone. Now what I'm going to do is actually first show you Thanatos' game, and after that we will take a look at a game that I've played. Well, I've actually not played a game, I've just played a build order versus non-opponent. Like I played just a game versus nothing, but it actually allows you to see how much supply and how much units I will have opposed to how much Thanatos will happen, and it will show you how freaking important Macro really is. So the first point in time that we're going to take a look at, and that we are going to compare after watching this complete replay, is going to be the 5-minute mark. Let's note it down right now. 5 minutes, Thanatos has 2 bases up right now. As you can see, the 3rd base is not quite up yet. He is getting a gas geyser up, and he is at 28 supply right now. Now let's speed the game up a little bit, because the second point that we're going to take a look at is going to be 6 minutes. And as you can see, Thanatos is just making drones, just making sure his macro is pretty decent. 6 minutes right now. And, oh, let's actually pause it right there. 6 minutes is right around the time that Thanatos hits 36 supply. So far, you gotta keep in mind, the Protoss has done absolutely nothing. So far, the Zerg player should be pretty much flawless, right? Which is what we are going to assume. There we go, let's continue onwards. The next timing that we're going to take a note at is going to be the 8-minute mark. He is getting the 6-minute gases up right now, which is good. But his 3rd base is still nowhere to be seen. We don't quite see that one just yet. So we're gonna wait for the 8-minute mark. Which is hopefully when supplies get a little bit more even. Okay, 8 minutes is when this 3rd base is taken right now, and Thanatos hits right around 51 supply right now. Now, like I said, we're going to compare that number with my game very shortly, but as you can see, still, the Protoss has not touched the Zerg in what way, or in none ways? In no way whatsoever, there we go. Let's just continue onwards. We're going to go to the 11-minute mark. Which is when all the upgrades are finishing up. So Thanatos is gonna go for double upgrades, as you can see. He is gonna get his Roach Warren right now, as well as a Hydralisk Den. He's getting the Global Reconstitution out right now. And let's check how much supply you will have at the 11-minute mark, which is when Roach Speed finishes. Or like a little bit before Roach Speed finishes. He is at 110 supply. Now this time right now, he's at 105 actually. Right around now, okay, this is the most important time to note. And the biggest difference between my game and his game. Thanatos right now, not to be mean, but he has 105 to 110-ish supply at the 11 and 10-minute mark. So make sure to actually note down this timing most and foremost, because so far the Protoss has done absolutely nothing, and Thanatos should have played completely flawless. So let's go to the actual push. It's going to be happening right around the 13-minute mark. He's going to waddle around the natural a little bit, then go back, and this is finally when this push will be happening. 13 minutes into the game, +1/+1 Roach Speed timing push. Are there any Hydras out on the map? Let's actually have a look. Nope, there's no Hydras out on the map, so the Hydra Den is just there. But +1/+1 timing push, 130-ish supply at the 13-minute mark. Now let's have a look at my game. Okay, so this is a game right here that I just now played. I'm not playing versus an opponent whatsoever, but I opened up completely standard with a pool into a hatchery, into another hatchery, and right now we just passed the 5-minute mark where I hit right around 31-ish supply. Now, to put it in comparison, I do have a 3rd base up, but it's still, you know, Thanatos had 28 supply at 5 minutes, so far it's actually pretty even. However, my 3rd base is already up and mining, or actually it's about to be up and mining. So, the big differences in supply are gonna come as soon as I actually start hitting around the 6-minute mark. Around the 6-minute mark is when Thanatos hit 36 supply, and I'm currently already at 44. So far you can already start the difference, you know, you can just start it seeing to build up right now. I am also going to get my double gas guys at 6 minutes just like Thanatos did, but I already have about 10 more supply. Now keep in mind, those 10 extra supplies are all in drones. Drones mine for about a mineral a second, so if I actually have 1 minute, or if I actually have for a minute of time 8 drones more, that actually means that I have, how much is that? That is 8 minerals a second, which would mean 8 times 60 would which be 480 supply more, which just means I have about 500 minerals already mined more at this point in the game. So this already goes to show you right now, I'm not even, like, we're not even at the end of this game yet, it already goes to show how big and how important macro really is. Making sure you hit every single queen inject right now, making sure you hit every single thing will allow you to get so much more supply out. Now Thanatos in his game at the 8-minute mark actually had, let me have a look right here at my sheet, it had 51 supply. And I'm currently at the 7.5 minutes and I'm already at 66. And obviously I'm not playing versus an opponent, but in his game the Protoss also did not touch him whatsoever. So Thanatos could have been at the exact same time. Now this is not going to be me showing off or anything, I'm not trying to show you exactly how it's supposed to be done, because I also make a couple of slip-ups in this game, but it just goes to show you how important macro really is. Now I'm getting my lair up, I'm also gonna go for a +1/+1 roach timing push, so the exact same timing push that Thanatos was going for, 88 minutes right there, and I am at 77 supply, opposed to the 51 that Thanatos was going for. I'm getting my macro hatchery up right now, but the big factor is going to hit as soon as I start producing my roaches, which is when I start hitting much more supply than Thanatos was having in this game. So I am going to produce a ton of roaches right now. My roach speed is done, or is in production right now. My +1/+1 is in production as well, and I'm just playing a super standard build. If you remember this is the most important and most standard build order for a Zerg versus Protoss whenever the Protoss opponent opens up with a quick Nexus like the opponent of Thanatos was doing. So I would be able to get away with this 100% of the time. Maybe there's a couple of zealots which we would obviously need to anticipate for, but you can just see the supplies already starting to build up right now. Now I'm going to push, that is the timing that I'm going to hit, just like Thanatos was doing, as soon as +1/+1 and roach speed finish up. That is going to be the timing that I'm going to be hitting. Now, at the 11-minute mark that we already take a look at is when this push is going to happen. So I got about 1.5 minutes left. And to put it in perspective, Thanatos in his game was having 110 supply at the 11-minute mark. Now keep in mind, he did also, you know, he had all the freedom in the world. He did not need to worry about the Protoss whatsoever. The Protoss was leaving him alone, so he could have had this much supply already as well. Now we are waiting for the 11-minute mark to come, so we can actually start seeing exactly how much supply I will be able to hit. Honestly, this is something that you can do as well. As you can see, like, I have a wandering queen right there. That's just a mistake right there by me. Why do I have that? It's just bad Loko. But keep in mind, a standard build is standard for a reason. Don't make all the fancy build orders happen, because it's just not going to help you very much. I'm going to start moving across the map right now, 10 minutes and 50 seconds into the game. I'm about to hit the 11-minute mark right now. My +1/+1 is done, my roach speed is done. I'm almost at his natural right now. I moved out as soon as I hit as soon as I hit roach speed +1/+1, and 11 minutes and 10 seconds into the game is when I'm maxed out right now. Now keep in mind, this is compared to the 110 supply of Thanatos. He pushed out at the 13-minute mark. I have basically double the amount of units right now that Thanatos was having. I also have the same upgrades, but I also pushed 2 minutes earlier. So this is a great example game that goes to show you how important Zerg Macro is. To put it in comparisons once more, I pushed at the 11-minute and 10-second mark with maxed out roaches, with +1/+1 and roach speed, whereas opposed to the Gold League Zerg player that we watched earlier, he pushed at the 13-minute mark with 130 supply and +1/+1 roach speed. It is the exact same timing, however I'm 2 minutes earlier and I've practically double the amount of roaches out on the map. So keep in mind, Zerg Macro, absolutely crucial. Hit that queen inject, guys. Make sure you get that early third base and make sure you play super greedy while scouting your opponent. And you should be able to get away with this. So what I would advise you to do is open up a custom game, practice the build order until you can nail it down, just the way that I did. Maybe hit maxed out set or a maxed out supply around the 11.5 minute mark at the very most. But if you practice this a couple of times versus no one but the computer maybe at most, before jumping on the ladder, you should have a much easier time actually playing versus a real opponent. So I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile. Hopefully this helped the game. As always, make sure to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe. Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to a live game of StarCraft II Heart of the Swarm. Today I'm playing a live game. You might have already noticed by the clicking of my keyboard.